I did not expect this to be this full. I thought it'd be about half. This will be about my 4th or 5th time to do this, and it feels like the first time. I'm shaking like a leaf. Okay, I'll see if I can get started on this. Also, I'm going to be outside after the end of the show, and if you would like to have a picture, I will sign it. If you'd like to have a business card, I will sign it. I wanted to talk just a bit to start off with about a stroke that I had about 2 months ago, maybe a little less. And when I had the stroke, it absolutely stopped me dead in front of my PC screen. And I didn't know anything right then. And as the next week or 2 went by, I started remembering things and starting to remember how to play. And I pretty much remember everything now. It's just that I keep having lapses of memories whenever I'm talking. So if I come up against a blank wall, please forgive me. There are so many stories to tell in Skyrim, and I have told so many of them, and yet I'm always thinking of something else to play. So it seems like Skyrim is never going to end for me. I hope it won't end for you either. And while I've been out looking at games, I'm really trying to find something new, but that would be interesting to everyone. And I really would like to find a really dark, scary game. I want to do that really bad. All right. The first thing when I start playing a game is I have to find out what I'm playing, what the story is going to be about. I usually do that first when I'm laying in bed at night. Everything's going through my brain. That's how I pick my stories. And then I have to decide on what the character's going to be like, how would they act, how would they react to things. I hope a lot of you know Skyrim and create characters, so you know what I'm talking about. And I have to decide what their personalities are going to be like. I want to know if they're going to be a good character or if they're going to be a mean character. I want to know if they're going to be a fighter or a creeping around person. Those are fun to make. And I want to know if, as I'm playing the story, if they're going to stay the way they are, or can I implement something into the story that's going to help them grow and advance and become a better person, or if it's going to make them become a worse person. I don't know why, because I think I'm a good person, but I always like to make them kind of bad. So I keep working on them. I'm trying to be good, but I'd rather be bad. I want to know if I can make them change as a person. It's fun when you start out playing a character, how you work with them to make them change. And sometimes, have you guys ever found that when you're trying to write a story or make up a story, that they talk back to you? They absolutely will want you to change it. Like, I don't want to do that, I want to do this. And you sort of have to go that way, because I've tried to just go ahead and do what I wanted to do, and the story just does not work out. If I go ahead and pay attention to what my character is trying to tell me, it makes a much better story. And I think that's strange, but that's happened ever since I first started wanting to write. So the other thing that I finally get to then is turning on the computer. Up until then, I've just been sitting over in my red chair or laying in my bed, daydreaming mostly. So after I turn on the computer and go to the character creation screen, I look through all the races because I still don't know what my character is going to be. So I try each race and I look through all the different pictures in that race, and always everything's tumbling around in my head trying to click with that particular character or face. And sometimes I might go through every character that's there before something actually clicks with the story that I have in mind. I don't usually relate a story to the character. I always make up my story first and then choose a character that fits that story. It's just more fun that way to me. Other people might do it the other way around. I don't know. After they've talked back to me and after I've made my decisions, why then I can start playing the game. And that gets exciting. I got to decide what clothes they're going to wear, what kind of weapons they're going to have, what works best with what their character is. And some milder characters might like to use two-handed weapons all the time. And I get comments from people that will say, why don't you get her a big weapon? Or why don't you always play two-handed? But it isn't always what I want. It's what that character wants and what her personality is like, or his personality is like. And that's how I choose my weapons. That's how I choose my clothing. And it depends on what story that I've made for them. I always wonder what kind of weapons do they want to start out with, because sometimes when I start a story and people will say to me, well, they should be doing this, or they should have this. But I don't know about that, because when I start a story, they're usually someplace where they haven't done anything yet. I mean, I don't necessarily start when they're riding into Skyrim in that prisoner cart. They don't have anything then. But sometimes I start a story out in the woods somewhere, or in a big city somewhere, depending on who that character is. So then I have to decide on what their clothes and weapons are going to be like, provided where they're at. So people that are watching me never decide my way, usually. They want me to do something else, but I have to pay attention to the story and the character. I don't even pay attention to myself, usually. I mean, what's the fun in that? So then after I come to a few decisions, I have to decide where I want that character to start playing at. What has happened in their past life? What caused them to be there? And what bad thing may have happened to them in the past? And what are they looking for? What do they want to happen? Do they want to change, or do they want to stay the same person they are? I mean, if they're wicked, I might just leave them that way. I don't know why I like to play bad characters, but I do. So I have to make that decision about where I want the story to take them, where I want them to be from, who I want them to be. And to me, sometimes that's more fun, getting the story started, getting the character made, than it is playing the whole story. So Then I go on playing Skyrim, and I have so many different stories. If you look on my page, they're filed away in my gaming section, and I've played so many different characters, but I've played other games besides Skyrim. I've played Conan Exiles and Ark. Those are mainly the two games I've played besides Skyrim. Other games I've played, I've only made 2 or 3 or 4 episodes of because I get disinterested. And I've played a few horror games, but that's what I'm really looking for now, is a really good, dark, creepy horror story. Don't do it? Ah. Yeah. Maybe outside you can give me some tips on which one to get. Because I'm having a hard time finding one. Out in the lobbies, and you can see this really cool looking game. And I think, ooh, that looks mysterious. And then you look at where somebody's playing it, and there's these little teeny tiny characters going, well, that's not cool. I want a big game, you know. I want to be able to see who I'm killing. You guys really think I'm bad, don't you? Okay, so that's the next thing I want to do, is find a good horror game. If you know one, tell me outside. Let me see, where am I at in this crazy mess I got down here? Oh, all right. I always wanted to be a writer ever since I was a little girl. And I've started writing so many stories, and I get maybe a few chapters written, and then it's stuck in my computer somewhere, and I forget all about it. And then some night in bed, maybe I'm thinking about games, and I dream up a whole new story. And next day I start playing it, and it's stuck back somewhere. So I'm not doing very good at being a writer. And that's why I started playing Skyrim, is so that I could make up these stories as though I was a writer writing a story. And they can be short-lived. I don't make great big long ones anymore, so it's not like a story. But I don't know. Lately, I've kind of gotten dissatisfied, and I want to write a story. So one of my games I played in Skyrim is called The Listener, and she was sort of a creepier character. And I thought, well, maybe if I wrote that in a story form and actually read it on my YouTube channel and let people comment about it and learn what they say about it, I could just keep on doing it and keep on doing it until the end of the book. And I'd have a story written. So that's what I'm doing. And people are responding to it very well. And it's a lot of fun. It's holding me responsible. Everybody that's listening to me read it, it's holding me responsible. So that keeps me going. And I'm almost at the end of it. And I know someone who's going to try to help me get it published. And yeah. So if I get to publish it, I'm going to offer it first for sale to everybody on YouTube and Twitter and, like that. Not publicly, because nobody'd know what it was about. Just gamers, right? But then if it goes well, then I would probably offer it for sale publicly. But that's what I'd like to do. And when I finish it, I'm going to start asking everybody that watches my channel, which one of my older stories that I've played in Skyrim would they like for me to write a book about again. So if you guys think of anything, you can tell me outside. I have found that in writing the book that you can add so much more stuff than you can in playing the game. Because I'll be sitting there writing and things are just coming into my head and I just keep writing. When I'm playing the game, those kind of things aren't coming into my head. So writing the book has been a lot of fun for me, and it's been something new. But now I'm wanting something weird and creepy.
Don't do it.
Yes! Yes! Where was the yes over here before? Yeah. Right. I'm going to do it. Let's see. I guess that's all of that. I really would like to hear from anyone who wants to ask me any questions or who wants to tell me anything about their own experience or what they've done in Skyrim or what they've done in writing, because I don't want this to just be me sitting up here talking, because you're all here and I want to know what you're doing and what you want to ask.
Have you played Phasmophobia? And why did you uninstall it?
Pardon?
Phasmophobia, have you played Phasmophobia?
No.
So if you want the scary, psychological, like, scare yourself to death, I totally don't recommend for you, or me, because I hate it. It's a great game. It's super great, but man, it's scary.
Write that name down on a piece of paper. Give it to me after we're through, okay?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yes.
I was going to say, that story, rather than coming up with interesting characters, come up with interesting stories for why the house is haunted to investigate.
I'm having a hard time hearing without a mic.
Good afternoon. I'm Josh Wilson. I actually was just curious. Maybe you've answered this at other panels, so I'm sorry if I didn't do my research first, but what made you want to get into this whole thing of working with Skyrim? How did that happen?
Can you pull your mask down when you talk, because I can't hear through it?
I am so sorry. I'm not very good at enunciating. I'm Josh Wilson. I was just asking what made you decide to get into playing games, and how long have you been doing this? How did this whole thing start?
Okay. I started playing Skyrim in 2005, but before that, I had a channel, but I really didn't do much on it, and yet I had acquired 200 or 300 subscribers. I don't know what for. And finally, they started asking me, why don't you play a game? And I was scared too, because I was a chicken. But I made a YouTube channel, I made a game, and I went to bed that night thinking, nobody's gonna watch that. And it was just blown up the next day when I got up out of bed. And it scared me so bad it made me cry. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I just kept on gaming. And it was fun. And so that's how they got me to gaming. And I didn't even know anything really about gaming before that much. Sir.
Hi, I'm Jody. I just wanted to say first, I work as a neurological ICU nurse, and I know strokes can be exceedingly debilitating, and my friends and family were very worried for you when we heard that you'd had one, so it's so great to see you here and in good health today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I was following up on the comment earlier about Phasmophobia as a horror game. It's a cooperative game. You play with a few people and you're investigating why a house is haunted and what's haunting it. So it could be good, maybe not so much for writing stories about characters, but about the houses themselves and what has happened to these houses that have caused these bad things to occur.
Okay.
So it could be fun.
This is something that I should look out for or especially focus on in the game.
Too scary.
All right.
Maybe don't play it in a dark room, but it's both on PC and in VR.
Okay.
And you kind of go in and it's a little bit of a puzzle mystery game to figure out what's going on in houses with friends, but it can
Okay.
be quite spooky. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope my son is listening to these enough that he will catch everything that I don't hear. He said yes.
Hi,
Thank
thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful stories you put out for us. But I was curious if you've ever gotten into Dungeons and Dragons at all, because you're so good at storytelling and you seem to enjoy it so much. It seems like it would be something you would like.
Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons. My son played that, and it's cool to watch him play that. But I don't know if I would ever be able to play that kind of a game. For one thing, they're not big people on the screen. They're little people down here running around. I want to catch them with a net or something. I don't know if I would ever be able to play that kind of a game, really.
That's okay, thank you.
Baldur's Gate is what I want to look at really, really bad. Yeah. Oh, cool. I told my son that I am really going to look into that when I get back home. I'm going to go to Steam and see if I have that tucked away. It seems like I bought that game, but I can't remember. If I have it, I'm going to, because I really do want to try that out.
Yeah, you can try it here. They have it.
I'm scared. Well, people watch you, and I don't know how to play it, so I don't want anybody watching me. But I am going to check that out when I get back home. Yes.
What's your favorite glitch in Skyrim?
What's my favorite question?
Glitch. Bug, glitch, that sort of thing.
I don't know. Really, I don't know.
Okay. As far as horror games, I think, well, I don't know if you've played it, but Alien Isolation is a good one.
Something isolation. What was the first part?
Sorry, Alien Isolation.
I haven't played that, I don't think. If write that down on a piece of paper and give it to me afterwards, and I will look at that.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Hello.
Hi.
So, one silly question, one serious question. Silly question, if Todd Howard was here watching right now, what would you want to tell him?
Todd Howard.
If Todd Howard...
I have talked to Todd Howard because
Yes. That's why I know that you talked to him.
I have been at Bethesda, and he took me all around some places there, and I talked to a bunch of other people there. Did you ask me what would I ask him?
Well, I know that you've spoken to him. So if he was here now, what would you want to say to him after, like, having not seen him for quite some time?
How about hi? No, I'd ask him to give me a cool game, and I'd ask him to hurry up and finish making Skyrim 6. I want
So
to
I
play
guess
it before I die.
So I guess he didn't give you a release date then that you could share with us. So my second question is, what out of anything that you could possibly have in the next Elder Scrolls game, what is the thing that you would want to be there the most?
What is the thing that I would like most to have
In the next Elder Scrolls game,
in a game?
besides you, because we know you're in it.
More creepy stuff. I'm just not happy trying to find scary games, and I want one. Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
I think I forgot my question, but I did have a game suggestion, but it is only on PlayStation. It's a game called Bloodborne, and it's based on a lot of eldritch, creepy stuff that they're using all this weird blood stuff that they're not supposed to, and it's causing weird mutations. So if you want something creepy, I think that would fit very well. It just might be a little more of a difficult game to set up a story, because it's, in general, a more difficult game. But I thought you should be aware of it, and I will try to find somewhere to write it down for you.
Okay, but I have seen Bloodthorn, and I don't know. And besides, if you have to play it on PlayStation, I don't have that. I just play on a computer and a keyboard. I've tried to learn how to play with one of those things. There's not enough buttons. I like stuff.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
First, I wanted to say my name is Matt. Big fan of yours, and I think I speak for all of us just saying I'm very excited to have you speaking to us on a panel here at PAX. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I'm shocked and excited to have this many people here.
Oh, it's great. You're doing awesome. This is wonderful. My question for you is, you've told a lot of really good stories in Skyrim. You have a lot of characters. Do you have a favorite character or favorite moment in Skyrim that you could tell us about?
I think that my favorite character, the one that was the most enjoyable for me to play, oh my gosh, she was a vampire. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. Anyway, she was a vampire, and she's the only one that I've ever played, a vampire, and so she's in my game list, put away in my channel. Gosh, I can't think of her name. But you can look for a vampire. She's the only one I got. But that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hey, my question is, as someone who also likes to get into character and let the character kind of talk to me, one thing that I do is I like to make playlists of music or write in a journal as the character. Is there anything like that that you do to help you think like the character thinks?
You play music to...
Mm-hmm.
Cool, that might be interesting.
Yeah, or like I make the kind of things that they would listen to, right? If this person would like this kind of music, I make a playlist that has all that kind of music in it, so I can get in their headspace kind of thing.
So like if I listen to different kinds of music, that music might give me an idea for a character, or vice versa. The
That's
music might give me an idea. Cool, I hadn't thought about that. I'll try it.
Awesome.
If I get one, I'll say, the guy at PAX told me to do this.
Hi, Grandma Shirley.
Hi.
My name's Bowen. I am just about to graduate from a game design program at college, Clark University. You can check out our booth downstairs. I'm also a writer. That's actually what I initially wanted to make games for, but now I've since learned also stuff about programming and level design, quest design, all that kind of stuff. Working on a side project right now with some of my friends, making a sort of short horror game. So I've got a whole list of horror games in my brain that I'm going to write down for you after the show. And in terms of writing, I wanted to ask you, how often do you find elements of yourself or your own life creep into the characters that you create? Or is that something that you've ever noticed or even thought about before?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if I've paid any attention to that or not, to tell you the truth.
That's fair.
Should you let an element out of your life creep into your games, or should you try really hard not to do that, do you think?
I mean, it's often, I think, unavoidable sometimes. Everything has a bias, I think, when it comes to writing. Everyone has their own perspective. I don't know what it means that you like to play bad characters a lot, but you seem like a good enough person that it's not something that I would worry about. Thank you.
I would like to talk to you out there later. Will you be around?
Yes, I will, yes.
Okay. Hello?
Hello.
You're on tiptoes?
A little short. Thank you.
There you go.
So I had a quick question. I wanted to know, what is your favorite faction in Skyrim?
You're going to have to talk a little louder or move this.
Sorry. What is your favorite faction in Skyrim?
My favorite faction?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a harder one. I think it would have to be the Dark Brotherhood. That's the only way I can get anything creepy into my life.
No,
I'm
too
losing
like
my
playing
mask.
a bad character as well.
Pardon?
So,
Pardon?
I too like playing a bad character. So, Thieves Guild, the Brotherhood, all for it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi?
Hi. So I know we're not getting ES6 for a while, but will you be planning to play Starfield?
No. No, I don't know if I'll play Starfield or not. I'll have to wait until it comes out, see what it's like,
Okay.
and how other people play it.
Hi, could I have some help, please? Because I'm still smaller than the previous person.
I can't hear you either.
It's because I'm tiny, I'm sorry. Okay. Hi, can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me a bit
if
better?
you talk loud and slowly.
Okay, sure. So I'm a relatively new fan. My boyfriend is a fan of yours, so I'm glad that he brought me here. Since you said that you wanted to look into more horror-type games, have you ever played visual novels before? Because a lot of visual novels are very good at psychological thrillers.
No, I haven't.
They're pretty good. There's a bunch, and what's good about visual novels is a lot of them have divergent storylines, so it's almost kind of like the Goosebumps books, where it's a choose-your-own ending, and you can go back and take another path if you want. And sometimes your choice in one path will alter the outcome of the others if you play them over.
All right, are you going to be around after?
Yes.
Can I talk with you out there?
Sure, thank you.
About that?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Hi,
Hello.
I like your pink hair.
Thank you so much. I like your hair as well. So this is going to be super short and sweet. What is your favorite hard candy to either give out to people or to enjoy?
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, what is your favorite hard...
Take this down. There you go.
Hello.
And talk loud.
What is your favorite hard candy to either give out to people or to enjoy yourself?
What is my favorite part?
Oh no, hard candy, like where those little ribbon candies you get in like bowls.
What is my favorite candy?
Yeah.
Well, you totally candy. How did that get in Skyrim? My favorite candy is chocolate, and my doctor said if I have any, it has to be dark chocolate.
It's definitely healthier than the sugar candy, so.
Hmm?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, I'm Matthew. I'm also a relatively new fan, and I just sort of want to ask you something. I also have a game recommendation. Have you, so how many times have you ever like really been stumped while trying to make up a new character? And what are some ways you were able to overcome that?
How many times have I gotten stuck on making new characters? Is that what you
or
said?
like stumped.
Often. If I get stumped on making the character, I usually have to stop trying to make it and go back to thinking about how I wanted the story to be told. And because I usually have to make my characters based on my story. So I usually come up with a story first, and then I start making my character. Even then, I have trouble with them. But I do have to base it on a story.
All right, and the game I sort of want to recommend is something it's sort of a isometric style game in the style of like the original Sims. It's called Project Zomboid. It's sort of a zombie survival game.
And it's like Sims?
It's like The Sims 1, sort of where it has that isometric style, but it's very open-ended with like the character creation. Like you can do a lot of stuff.
I have never played any of the Sims games, and I don't know if I would, but I might try one someday.
Yeah, no, it's just I feel like it'd be perfect to create a character in because how open-ended it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you.
I might try it someday, but I never have yet.
Have a good day.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering when you mentioned that the characters sometimes sort of talk to you, if you ever wonder sort of how you would respond, like if you yourself were talking to them?
Oh, sure. I do respond to them because, well, I usually tell them off and tell them to leave me alone. But if I'm trying to write the story, I'm trying to write the story. But no, it's interesting to pay attention to what they say because sometimes it'll totally change the story, and it usually makes it for the better.
And a game recommendation would be a somewhat lesser known PC game called The Cat Lady, which is very dark, a little sad at times, but very spooky.
What is the name of it again?
The Cat Lady.
I don't know that.
It's a lady dies, gets sent back to Earth by death to kill 7 other people, and then she'll get a second chance at life.
You want to make me a murderer? I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know. I could check it out and see, but I don't know. Hi.
Hello. Hi. I have a question. Have you ever thought about looking at like the Skyrim modding community? There's a ton of people that will make like entire new sections of the game with their own quest lines and different things. Sometimes they don't even look like Skyrim anymore.
Who doesn't like Skyrim anymore?
No. No, there's a section of people who play Skyrim that make their own mods, which are kind of like downloadable content for free. or sometimes like $5. But they make it in the world of Skyrim using its engine. You might have to have your son also help you with that. But you can add new maps to Skyrim, and it'll still be kind of the same game.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have downloaded quite a few different mods to make things different in the game, but I do not know how to make mods. I'm not that technologically advanced in gaming, but that would be interesting. I've always thought of different things that I would love to be able to do, like making mods, like making games even. I have ideas in my head, but I can't do it. But yeah, I like different mods, and that makes different stories, that makes the game different, and I use those. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a newer fan, so I don't know a ton. I had a second question, is like if you've ever considered playing Fallout for some of your stories, some of the newer ones, like 4.
I have played some Fallout.
Okay.
It's too dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to just go around in a game trying to build something up again after it's already been flattened.
Fair enough. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, you got to stoop down now.
So you mentioned that you like the Dark Brotherhood, which is my favorite faction in all of the Elder Scrolls games. I don't know if you've considered playing the previous game, Oblivion. It does look worse than Skyrim, but it's a beautiful world. It's very lush, very alive, and their Dark Brotherhood quest is my favorite story that's ever been told in video.
I have never gotten myself around to playing the older Skyrim games. I started with Skyrim, and so every time I watch somebody playing Oblivion, and what's the other one?
Morrowind.
Yeah, Morrowind. They just don't look the same. The characters don't look the same. And I guess starting with Skyrim, I'm stuck.
That's very understandable. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, I have a very loud voice. So a recommendation and a question. So my recommendation is I have been playing Skyrim since it came out, and I sort of fell off of it for a while, but I got a virtual reality headset recently that completely changed the game. And walking around the world of Skyrim and looking up at the mammoths and the mountains and the creatures, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's an amazing experience. And if you like horror, I've never played a horror game because I'm a baby, but they're probably really good in virtual reality, I assume.
I'll bet.
So
That'd be pretty creepy.
Yes.
I only tried virtual reality once, and that was when I was at Bethesda, and they put one of them things on me and was trying to show me how to use it. And it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And I could only sit there and do that for a while. I don't know if I could play a whole game like that. I wish that I could, because it would make it so much more immersive, I think.
Yeah.
And that would be fun if I could just manage my way through it without dying or something. I would hate to die in virtual reality.
It definitely does take some getting used to. But my question is, so out of all of the Daedric princes and princesses in Skyrim, like all of the gods, either which one would you be, or if you could be a goddess in Skyrim, what would you be the goddess of?
I knew you was going to ask me that question.
Ha
Oh, gosh. I'd want to be a bad one.
You would or you wouldn't want to be a bad one?
I would.
Nice.
Give me a name of one.
Ooh. I mean, what about the goddess of the Dark Brotherhood, like the like shadow magic?
What name?
I don't know. I don't remember any of them. I have a terrible memory. Sithis. Yes. Thank you. I was dropped on the head at the time.
Sithis.
Yeah. That one?
I guess. Any one of them that's bad, that's okay.
10 out of 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, hello. This is weird being on mic, but I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your content.
Thank you.
You should have a really calming voice.
Pardon?
I just I don't know, I feel like I could just use your videos as like bedtime stories. And if I could just get you to say, I blame Ben Sprigg. It's an inside joke with my friends.
I'm not hearing what you're saying too well.
I'm not sure how close I'm supposed to hold this, so my bad. If you could say, I blame Ben Sprigg, it's an inside joke with my friends, and it would mean the world to me.
I don't know.
I blame Ben Spriggs. It's her friend.
You blame your friend for what?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Scary games. I can't think of any, but love your content. Keep being you.
Okay. Hi. I'm also a new fan, as I started watching on Thursday. So I was wondering if you've ever started thinking of a character and all that, and then it kind of started to fall through the cracks. Like you thought, this wouldn't be as fun of an idea as you thought. I was wondering if you've ever had any instances like that.
In trying to decide on a character?
Yeah.
Letting it fall through the cracks?
Yeah. Well, not letting, but it kind of ends up happening, if that makes sense.
And then not go ahead and play with it, or?
Yeah.
Yes. I've made lots of characters and they're just gone somewhere. Probably out of my head. What?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You
Hello.
should talk to me from up here.
Hello.
Hi.
Have two main things to say. One is I passed by you in PAXEast 2019, and I was too chicken to say hello. So, hello, my name is Howard.
Hi. Did you not say hello to me then?
I didn't, because I was
You
so
was
starstruck.
chicken.
Yeah, I am a chicken. But my question is, obviously you use Skyrim for storytelling, and that seems to be your primary purpose for using it, which is great, and by the way, I love that. Is there anything about sort of the mechanics in the game, like the things that you can do in the world, that sort of drew you to that game specifically as the thing to tell your stories through?
Yes. Because it's a big game. Because the people are big in it. They're not little dinky things, and I'm going to spill my water. Yeah, that's what drew me to it, just because it's so big, and the land's so big, and the stories are so big. That's what drew me to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh no, what have I done? Okay.
Hi there.
Hi.
So you've talked about how you've used Skyrim to tell these stories and talk about these characters, but I'd love to know if you have favorite stories. Oh, yeah. If you have favorite stories, whether it's from a book or TV show or anything, like what are some stories that you love?
That I might do with Skyrim, like a book?
Not necessarily. If you've ever had a book that you've read and finished and said, this was a great book, I loved this story, just something that you recommend to others or that you cherish that you've read or experienced.
I read so many books, and you would think I didn't have time because I play games all the time, but I do. I love all kinds of books. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I love mysteries, and especially Black Ops, and anything that's dangerous.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. The only thing I don't like to read is Westerns. Yes?
Howdy, Grandma.
Hi.
Let's see. So, my mom has never played video games before, but she just started expressing some interest in it. So, I was wondering if you had any tips for someone who was just starting out in video games and like doesn't know how to use controls or anything.
My son. He sat with me quite a bit when I first was learning how to play games. And he would show me, he would sit there right by me, and he would show me how to do things, and he helped me learn.
I'm
But
doing the
I
same
would
with
have
my
to have somebody like that with me. She should have somebody helping her and teaching her and being patient.
Okay, so you needed just a patient coach. And also, through the line, someone has a sticky note with horror recommendations. So if anyone just has a recommendation, you can come write it on the master list here.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
What does that guy keep coming up saying?
Oh, he's telling us to keep our masks on.
Hello.
He's mean. Is he going to go get the police on me? Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. I'm afraid to admit in this audience that I've never seen any of your videos. I was brought in by a couple of my friends. I think you're a wonderful person, having heard you talk.
Thank you.
But a question for you, and it may help with some of the recommendations, but what is your favorite genre of horror?
Well, I don't know about a favorite genre of horror, but it has to be really horrifying.
All right.
You know, I like horror where maybe this guy is creeping around through a cloudy town and trying to get away from somebody or something. I don't like these kind that just, they go through a house and looking for something and all of a sudden something goes, well, that's not horror. That's just jump scares, and I don't like that.
Okay, thank you.
Hi?
Hello. Okay, I think I'm picking up.
Oh, you're really going to have to talk loud.
Hello. Okay, there you go. That works. Out of all the side quests in Skyrim, which one would be your favorite?
Of all the persons in Skyrim?
Of all the side quests, like
Side quests?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's a good one. Because there's so many side quests. I'm sorry, I can't come up with one. I'll just off the top of my head.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'm sorry. Makes me feel like a dork.
It's okay, we'll get like some ice cream later. It'll be fine. So, hi. Thank
Hi.
You. Hi. Thank you for coming. Again, what everyone said. My name is Brad, and my question is, so you wanted to write, you wanted to start out writing. You're having a hard time. So you go into Skyrim, which is fantasy. Did you always intend to write fantasy?
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Easy answer.
Hello, my name is
Hi.
Oh, sorry. First off, I just wanted to say thank you. I recently lost my grandma back in November.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And watching your content has really helped me get through that.
I'm glad.
I wanted to ask you if you had a favorite set of armor in Skyrim, like the glass or the daedric armor, in terms of just look.
Actually, the armor that I think looks really good is the Dark Brotherhood armor.
Okay, yeah. That's great. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. Also, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm ashamed to say I also haven't seen any videos, but to a similar note, I know that you've definitely touched a few of my friends with your content, so just, thank you for doing what you do. And just as a question, just for the fun of it, in your opinion, what do you feel like is the most boring concept for a story set in Skyrim?
Oh, a boring concept? Well, something that some people have asked me to do and I won't do. Just take a character around and pick potions, or pick ingredients and make potions. And then what? I couldn't just do that. No.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Hi.
I have two questions. What is your favorite location in Skyrim?
My favorite looking what?
Your favorite location in Skyrim?
Location.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, gosh. That's a hard one because I love everywhere.
Yes, that's fair. It's all very reasonable.
Probably the woods in Fall Creek, or it's going to be the shore up north at the ocean.
It's very beautiful. Second question. Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
What?
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
You're going to have to say that loud.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
No.
Oh, of course you don't. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hi. Time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. This has been so great for me. I appreciate every one of you. This has been wonderful.